Thank you, Honourable Speaker, sir. I thank the Honourable Pillay for his question, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Integrated Human Resources Development Program, more commonly known as the IHRDP, is probably one of our most important grant assistance programs under the ministry. Now, it's a program that's actually designed for Fijian people with entrepreneurial ventures in the peri-urban, the rural, and the remote areas, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, under the leadership of our Honourable Prime Minister, we have the confidence to actually invest in our Fijian people. Mr. Speaker, so as the country progresses, we will not leave any Fijian behind. And this program has been undertaken from the mountains of the Mosi to the coastline of the Kaundrove to the far east parts of Didea and the Yadata Islands, and these have all been assisted under the IHRDP program. It's a program that answers the needs of our rural entrepreneurs when no one gives them a chance. And our Prime Minister actually gave them a chance, Honourable Speaker, sir. Briefly, I just want to outline the plans for the IHRDP, and I wish to provide a quick overview. The MCTTT has been administering the program since 2016 and has funded a total of about 39 projects, Honourable Speaker, all around Fiji at an approximate value of about $1.7 million. I'm pleased to report that from the 34 projects that were monitored in the last financial year, we have created about 275 direct new jobs that have been created, leading to the improvement of approximately 1,303 livelihoods. In the 2021-2022 financial year, the Ministry received an overwhelming response to the expression of interest, and a total of about 171 applications were received, with a total project value of about $11.4 million. In the last financial year, our private sector-led IHRDP committee approved 16 projects valued at $657,488.70, and IHRDP contribution was $441,433.98, as the funding is on cost sharing of 1/3, 2/3 basis. Mr. Speaker, so with a growing demand over the years for such support programs, the Ministry has, this financial year, has been allocated $500,000 to further roll out IHRDP, and this has been dedicated to fund successful business proposals that seek funding for capital projects. Our plans, the assistance is targeted towards a wide array of sectors, Honourable Speaker, such as fisheries, forestry, agro-business and manufacturing, and the program encourages applications from the tourism, the hospitality, information communication, technology service providers and financial service providers. And given our responsibility also with respect to climate change, sir, initiatives, we further encourage applications in the renewable energy space or greener applicants. Applicants from the mentioned sectors could apply for procurement of manufacturing machines, for value adding or farm mechanization, construction of warehouses, storage facilities, ecotourism projects, product development for businesses. And this grant can also be used as equity funding, Honourable Speaker, with financial institutions for capital expenditure and diversification processes. We will continue with the partnership on a 1/3, 2/3 basis, whereby the 2/3 portion is actually paid through government grant and 1/3 is applicants' cash contribution. This enables a sense of ownership and responsibility by the recipients towards the objectives and our success of the project. As I said earlier, we're encouraging greener and sustainable business practices by our business sector, especially the MSMEs, and we've funded solar power systems that are providing renewable electricity to businesses in rural settings. Assistance is actually open, Honourable Speaker, to sole trader business partnerships, to cooperative businesses and companies operating in rural areas. We have quite a few cooperatives that have been part of the program. We've assisted groups and communities that have been shortlisted for funding to be formally registered as a cooperative business. Formal registration allows such groups and communities to have some legal substance and legal recognition in the business society and carry out their businesses with much ease and proper governance structures. Furthermore, Honourable Speaker, the livelihood of many Fijians that are linked to such communities and groups is significantly impacted as being a registered entity, and this opens opportunities such as easy access to finance and grants and entering large contracts with other business ventures. We will amplify the stakeholder and community awareness on the program to ensure coverage on the topic is widespread. The 2022-2023 expression of interest for IHRDP will open, Honourable Speaker, tomorrow, Saturday the 3rd of September 2022, along with the National Export Strategy Program. And we're working with relevant ministries and stakeholders to ensure the information about this program is widely circulated with face-to-face awareness sessions in the rural communities. I'd also take this opportunity to encourage eligible Fijians to apply. Please apply. If you need assistance and information on MSME programs, please visit our offices in Suva, Larekereke, Singatoka, Latoka, Mombasa and South Savo. Also encourage all the opposition members to please tell your constituents, all of them, to apply if they to apply for such assistance and programs offered by the government. This is not a handout or a freebie, Honourable Speaker. They work hard, they enjoy the 1/3, 2/3 contribution. There's a genuine partnership between the government and our grassroots communities, and that has significantly improved the lives of our rural people. And I urge everyone to refer to our success stories, and one of the greatest success stories is Thithia Women's Project for Virgin Coconut Oil, or the Luvu Youth Cooperative in Ngau, that was assisted through a boat, an engine, and a solar freezer. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hope that answers the question.